Imagine this: a 72-year-old woman suddenly wakes up at 2 a.m., unable to move her right arm. Her family rushes her to the emergency room, fearing the worst. The doctors confirm it a minor stroke. But what shocks both her and her family is the suspected trigger: not high blood pressure alone, not smoking, but her innocent nighttime habit of eating what she thought was a harmless light snack before bed. As a brain doctor, I must warn you, what you put into your body after the sun goes down does not behave the same way it would in the morning or afternoon. The aging brain and muscles are far less forgiving at night. Your metabolism slows, circulation weakens, and insulin sensitivity drops significantly. This means even a small plate of fruit crackers or cheese before bedtime can quietly set off a chain reaction. Sugar spikes vascular stress and micro damage to neurons and muscle fibers while you sleep. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. And if you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can improve. I once treated Mr. Raymond, 66, a retired carpenter who believed his evening routine of toast and orange juice was harmless. Over months, he noticed not only poorer sleep, but also difficulty climbing stairs. His legs felt weaker. Medical tests revealed accelerated muscle atrophy and early cognitive changes. When we traced back his habits, his nightly carbohydrate intake stood out. The excess sugar consumed when his body was least able to process, it was quietly damaging his muscles and starving his brain of proper recovery. And this is the shocking truth. Nighttime eating is not just about weight gain or indigestion, it's a silent assault on your muscles and brain. Your body needs the night for repair. But if it is forced to process food, that energy diverts away from rebuilding muscle fibers and cleaning out damaged neurons. The very hours meant to protect your future independence are stolen. So tonight, when you feel tempted to snack, remember this story. Because what you eat in the dark can silently decide whether your muscles stay strong or whether weakness creeps in without warning. And if this first revelation startled you, wait until you hear about the common sweet many seniors enjoy after dinner that may be draining both memory and strength faster than you realize. Think about what most people crave at night: something sweet. A small piece of cake, a bowl of ice cream, maybe even a glass of juice or soda. Many seniors tell me, "Doctor, it's just a little sugar before bed, it helps me relax." But here's the hidden danger: sugar consumed at night does far more damage than the same sugar eaten in the morning. From a mainstream medical perspective, we know that aging reduces insulin sensitivity. By the time you're in your 60s, your body doesn't process glucose as efficiently as it once did. That's why so many seniors struggle with prediabetes or rising blood sugar levels even when they don't think they're eating much sugar. But here's the deeper truth: consuming sugar at night when your metabolism naturally slows causes sharp spikes that linger for hours. Instead of being used for energy, glucose circulates, binding to proteins, stiffening blood vessels, and interfering with the deep repair cycles of both brain and muscle. I'll never forget Mrs. Alvarez, 71, a retired teacher who came to me complaining of morning weakness and forgetfulness. She was not overweight, she never smoked, and she walked every day. But every evening she had a bowl of sweetened yogurt with honey. Over time, her fasting glucose crept up and her muscle strength declined. Her grip test showed a 20% loss in just 1 year. More alarming, brain scans revealed early vascular changes. The culprit: repeated nighttime sugar spikes, quietly injuring her circulation, robbing her muscles and neurons of the chance to heal during sleep. Most people believe sugar is about weight or diabetes, but I've seen it destroy independence in seniors who thought they were being healthy. When sugar interferes with deep sleep growth, hormone production plummets. And growth hormone is the body's natural repair signal. It tells muscles to rebuild and neurons to clear waste. Without it, weakness and memory decline accelerate. So the next time you reach for that sweet snack at night, ask yourself, is this moment of comfort worth sacrificing tomorrow's strength and clarity? Because if sugar shocked you, just wait until you hear about the hidden salt in so-called healthy evening snacks that might be straining your heart and starving your muscles even faster. When I ask seniors about their nighttime snacks, many proudly say, "Doctor, I don't eat sweets at night, I just have something light and savory." Often it's a handful of crackers, a piece of cheese, or even a small bowl of soup. It feels healthier, but here's the catch: hidden salt. And for an aging body, especially over 60, salt at the wrong time can be just as destructive as sugar. Medically, we know that as the body ages, kidney function gradually declines. The kidneys can no longer filter sodium with the same efficiency they once did. That means extra salt in the evening can lead to fluid retention, blood pressure spikes, and nighttime strain on the cardiovascular system. But here's what's less commonly understood: when your blood pressure surges while you sleep, the small vessels feeding your brain and muscles suffer microscopic injuries. Instead of resting and repairing, your body is battling hypertension in the dark. I remember Mr. Chen, a 69-year-old retired engineer. He came to me complaining of morning headaches and stiffness in his legs. He never touched sweets, avoided alcohol, and thought his diet was balanced. But every night he enjoyed a bowl of instant noodles before bed. Those noodles contained over half his recommended daily sodium intake. Over months, his blood pressure crept higher at night, his legs cramped, and his circulation tests revealed reduced blood flow to his calves. Worse, a scan showed small vessel damage in his brain, silent but dangerous. His seemingly harmless, salty snack was quietly eroding his independence. Here's the biochemical twist. Excess sodium doesn't just raise blood pressure, it also interferes with muscle recovery by altering calcium balance within muscle cells. Calcium is essential for contraction and repair. When sodium floods the system, calcium signaling is disrupted, making nighttime muscle repair incomplete. That's why many seniors wake up with weaker legs, stiff joints, or night cramps, never realizing that late-night salt was a hidden enemy. So the question is, if something as simple as crackers or noodles can silently harm your brain and muscles at night, what about foods we consider healthy, like a warm glass of milk or a slice of cheese before bed? Could those actually be placing even more strain on your aging nervous system? For generations, seniors have been told, drink a glass of warm milk before bed, it will help you sleep. On the surface, it seems like gentle advice. Milk contains tryptophan, which the body uses to make melatonin, the sleep hormone. But as a brain doctor, I've seen the other side of this story. Dairy at night can quietly stress the nervous system and interfere with muscle recovery. From a mainstream medical perspective, we know that aging brings a gradual decline in the ability to digest lactose. By the time you're in your 60s or 70s, the enzymes that break down milk sugar are often significantly reduced. That means dairy consumed before bed is far more likely to cause subtle digestive stress, gas, bloating, or reflux that disrupts sleep cycles. And when deep sleep is disturbed, your muscles and brain never get the restoration they need. But here's the deeper, less-known effect. Dairy proteins, especially casein, can increase nighttime insulin release. In younger people, this may not matter much, but in seniors, the body's slowed metabolism means insulin stays elevated longer. This suppresses growth hormone, the very hormone needed to repair damaged neurons and rebuild muscle fibers while you rest. Instead of healing, the body is stuck in digestion mode. I recall Mrs. Peterson, 74, a retired librarian who insisted her nightly ritual of warm milk was the reason she fell asleep easily. Yet she kept waking at 3 a.m., her legs restless and aching. When we tested her, she had reduced deep sleep cycles and early signs of sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. Only after removing her nighttime dairy habit did her sleep stabilize, her leg cramps ease, and her muscle strength slowly return. So while dairy is not inherently bad, the timing matters. In the morning, it may provide protein and energy. At night, however, it may rob your brain and muscles of their best repair window. If a glass of milk can have such surprising effects, imagine what happens when seniors turn to fruit, something we all consider wholesome and natural, just before bed. Could that sweetness be silently undermining your strength too? Fruit, one of the most celebrated symbols of health. An apple a day keeps the doctor away, right? For seniors, fruit is often seen as the safest, most natural snack. But the truth is, the timing of fruit matters almost as much as the fruit itself. While fruit during the day can nourish your body with vitamins, antioxidants, and hydration, fruit at night can quietly harm your muscles and brain. Here's why. As we age, circadian rhythms, the body's internal clock, become more fragile. At night, your metabolism naturally slows down, and insulin sensitivity drops. That means the natural sugars in fruit, like fructose and glucose, linger longer in the bloodstream. Instead of fueling activity, they create nighttime sugar spikes. These spikes lead to advanced glycation, end products, sticky molecules that damage blood vessels and stiffen muscle fibers. Over time, this accelerates both muscle decline and cognitive aging. I think of Mr. Lewis, 68, a retired school principal who prided himself on avoiding desserts and choosing healthy snacks. Every evening, he ate a large bowl of grapes while watching television. Yet within a year, his fasting glucose rose, his muscles weakened, and he began noticing memory slips. When we investigated, it wasn't candy or soda, it was his nightly fruit habit. Grapes with their high sugar content were quietly sabotaging his body at the worst possible time. Once he shifted fruit to earlier in the day and replaced his evening snack with a protein-based option, His morning energy and leg strength noticeably improved. On a biochemical level, fruit sugars also stimulate insulin release, which suppresses growth hormone production. Without growth hormone, your body cannot effectively repair muscle fibers or clear amyloid waste from the brain, a critical process to prevent dementia. Seniors often wonder why they feel more sluggish despite eating healthy. The answer may be as simple as when they choose to eat their fruit. So the next time you reach for that apple, banana, or bowl of grapes at 9 p.m., pause and ask, is this feeding my health or feeding the silent decline of my muscles and brain? And if fruit, something universally praised, can betray you at night, wait until you hear about the simple white foods like bread and crackers that appear harmless, yet quietly fuel muscle shrinkage and brain fog while you sleep. Bread crackers, rice cakes. These are the kinds of foods many seniors reach for when they want something light at night. They don't feel heavy, they seem harmless, and they're often marketed as easy-to-digest snacks. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Refined carbohydrates eaten at night may be one of the fastest ways to accelerate both muscle shrinkage and brain fog. From a mainstream medical standpoint, we know refined carbs are stripped of fiber and nutrients. They break down rapidly into glucose, causing quick spikes in blood sugar. During the day, your muscles may use some of that glucose for movement. At night, however, your body is designed to shift into repair mode, not energy use. So those spikes become toxic surges, forcing the pancreas to pump insulin at a time when the body should be releasing growth hormone. The result? Muscles are robbed of their rebuilding signal, and the brain's overnight cleaning system, called the glymphatic system, is interrupted. I'll never forget Mrs. Gupta, 70, who came to me after months of waking up groggy and weak. She thought her nightly habit of just a couple crackers with tea was harmless, but her muscle tests told another story. Her thigh strength had dropped nearly 15% in less than a year. More alarming, she struggled with mental clarity in the mornings, describing it as a cloud she couldn't shake off. When we identified her nighttime refined carb habit and cut it out, her strength loss slowed and her mind felt sharper upon waking. Here's the lesser-known fact: refined carbs trigger a process called nocturnal hyperglycemia, sustained high blood sugar overnight. Studies show this not only accelerates sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, but also promotes amyloid plaque buildup in the brain, a key factor in dementia. In other words, that slice of white bread or handful of crackers before bed may be silently fueling both physical weakness and memory decline. So the next time you reach for something light at night, remember, light on the stomach doesn't mean light on your health. And if refined carbs are silently eroding your strength, wait until you discover how caffeine and chocolate, two favorites for evening relaxation, can quietly sabotage the very sleep you depend on for healing. For many seniors, an evening cup of tea, coffee, or even a small piece of chocolate feels like a harmless pleasure. It helps me unwind, some say. But here's what I've seen time and again: caffeine and chocolate at night quietly rob you of the very repair processes your muscles and brain desperately need. From a mainstream medical perspective, we know caffeine is a stimulant. Even in small amounts, it blocks adenosine receptors in the brain, preventing the natural sleepiness that allows deep rest. In younger adults, the effects may fade more quickly. But in seniors, caffeine's half-life is much longer, sometimes lingering in the body for 8–12 hours. That means even an afternoon cup of coffee or a small square of dark chocolate after dinner can delay or reduce the deepest stages of sleep. And deep sleep is where growth hormone is released, the very hormone that repairs damaged muscle fibers and clears waste from the brain. Let me share the story of Mrs. Kim, 73, a retired piano teacher. She loved her evening ritual of hot cocoa, believing it soothed her nerves. Yet she kept waking at 2 a.m., restless and unable to fall back asleep. Over time, her muscle weakness worsened and she began forgetting familiar tunes she had taught for decades. Tests revealed disrupted sleep cycles and reduced muscle mass. Once she eliminated nighttime chocolate and caffeine, her sleep deepened, her energy improved, and her memory stabilized. Here's the hidden twist. Chocolate doesn't just contain caffeine, it also has theobromine, a stimulant that raises heart rate and keeps the nervous system alert. Combined with sugar, this creates a double burden: elevated nighttime stress hormones, reduced muscle recovery, and impaired brain cleansing. Seniors who think a little cocoa is harmless may in fact be inviting both weakness and fog into their mornings. So I'll ask you, are those few minutes of nighttime comfort worth sacrificing hours of healing? And if caffeine and chocolate can delay recovery this much, imagine what alcohol, something many seniors use as a nightly relaxant, is doing silently to block deep healing sleep. For decades, alcohol has been portrayed as a natural way to relax. A glass of wine after dinner, a small shot of whiskey before bed. Many seniors believe it helps them drift off to sleep more easily. And yes, alcohol can make you feel drowsy. But here's the harsh truth. Alcohol is one of the most deceptive nighttime habits because while it may help you fall asleep, it destroys the very sleep cycles your muscles and brain rely on to heal. From a mainstream medical standpoint, alcohol fragments sleep. It reduces rapid eye movement, REM sleep, and suppresses slow-wave deep sleep, the exact stages where memory is consolidated. Toxins are flushed from the brain and growth hormone surges to rebuild muscle tissue. Without these stages, the body may be lying in bed for hours, but it is not truly recovering. I remember Mr. Wallace, 67, a retired police officer who swore by his nightcap of whiskey. He believed it calmed his nerves and protected him from stress. Yet he came to me complaining of worsening leg weakness and mental fog. Sleep studies revealed that while he slept 7 to 8 hours, his deep sleep phases were cut nearly in half. Muscle scans showed accelerated sarcopenia, and his memory tests revealed alarming decline for his age. The culprit: his nightly drink, which sabotaged his body's repair systems from within. When he gave up alcohol at night, his sleep quality improved, his muscle loss slowed, and his mind regained sharpness. Here's the little-known biochemical fact. Alcohol increases nighttime cortisol, the body's stress hormone, while lowering natural melatonin levels. That means instead of resting, the brain and muscles are bathed in stress chemistry throughout the night. Over time, this not only accelerates muscle decline, but also raises the risk of cognitive impairment and depression. So while alcohol may trick you into thinking you're resting, it's actually stealing tomorrow's strength. And if a single drink can do this much damage, what happens when seniors indulge in fried foods or oily snacks late at night, flooding the bloodstream with oxidized fats that attack both muscles and neurons? Late-night snacking often goes beyond sweets or drinks. Many seniors reach for something crunchy: fried chips, leftover fried chicken, or even reheated foods cooked in oil. They taste comforting, they feel filling, but they unleash one of the most destructive forces on an aging body: oxidized fats. From a mainstream medical perspective, aging already makes circulation more vulnerable. Blood vessels stiffen, cholesterol levels rise, and the body struggles to clear toxins as efficiently. When you eat fried or oily foods late at night, your body must process oxidized fats, damaged oils created during high-heat cooking. These oxidized fats inflame blood vessels, reduce oxygen delivery to muscles, and impair brain circulation. Instead of healing during the night, your body is battling inflammation. Take the case of Mr. Delgado, 72, a retired bus driver. He enjoyed a small plate of fried plantains before bed, thinking they were better than sweets. Over time, he noticed swelling in his legs, slower recovery after walking, and episodes of morning confusion. His blood work revealed elevated inflammatory markers, and his muscle scans showed reduced oxygenation in his calves. The fried nighttime snack loaded with damaged oils was quietly suffocating his circulation and feeding inflammation. Once he replaced it with a lighter protein-based option earlier in the evening, his swelling reduced and his clarity in the mornings improved. Here's the deeper biochemical reality. Oxidized fats trigger lipid peroxidation, a chain reaction that damages cell membranes. For muscles, this means weakened repair and greater susceptibility to cramps. For the brain, it accelerates neuron death and increases the risk of neurodegeneration. And because this happens at night, the damage often goes unnoticed until weakness, memory loss, or vascular issues appear. So ask yourself, is that plate of fries or fried chicken worth silently burning away your strength and clarity? If fried foods can cause such harm, what can seniors safely do instead? In the final section, I'll show you proven evening rituals and safer foods that protect both your muscles and your brain for years to come. We've walked through the hidden dangers of nighttime eating, from sugar spikes to salty snacks, dairy fruit, refined carbs, caffeine, chocolate, alcohol, and fried foods. Each one in its own way quietly sabotages the two systems that matter most to seniors: your muscles and your brain. And what makes this even more alarming is how silent the process can be. You may not notice weakness creeping into your legs until it's already harder to climb stairs. You may not realize your brain is being deprived of overnight cleansing until memory slips become more frequent. Aging does not forgive poor timing, it magnifies it. But here's the hopeful truth: with the right evening choices, you can give your body back the deep rest and repair it craves. Let me share with you some safer alternatives. First, if you want something before bed, choose berries, blueberries, strawberries, or blackberries. Their natural antioxidants reduce oxidative stress, and unlike high-sugar fruits, their glycemic impact is mild. Even better, pair them with a spoonful of plain Greek yogurt in the afternoon instead of late at night, giving your body the benefit of nutrients without disrupting your repair window. Second, avocados. They provide healthy fats and magnesium which support relaxation and nerve function. When eaten earlier in the evening, say at dinner, they help stabilize blood sugar and keep muscles supplied with steady energy. Third, nuts and seeds. Almonds, walnuts, and pumpkin seeds are rich in magnesium and protein. Instead of processed crackers, a small handful with dinner can prepare your body for calm sleep while supporting muscle recovery. Fourth, herbal teas. Chamomile, lemon balm, or passion flower teas provide natural calming effects without the disruptive stimulants found in caffeinated drinks. A warm cup can satisfy the ritual of something before bed without taxing your brain and muscles. Fifth, lean protein at dinner. Chicken, fish, or plant proteins like lentils should form the backbone of your evening meal. Protein supports muscle repair and keeps nighttime hunger away, reducing the temptation to snack on harmful foods later. And finally, here are 3 simple rules for safer evening eating. Eat earlier. Give your body at least 3 hours between your last meal and bedtime. Pair foods wisely. If you enjoy fruit, pair it with protein or fat during the day, never alone at night. Protect deep sleep. Avoid stimulants. Alcohol and heavy fats in the evening preserve your body's repair time. I think of Mrs. Carter, 70, who once told me, "Doctor, I thought giving up my evening glass of wine would make me miserable, but I've never slept better and I wake up with more strength than I've felt in years." Change may feel difficult at first, but the results, clearer memory, stronger muscles, steadier mornings are worth it. So let me leave you with this. Aging changes how your body interacts with food, but knowledge gives you the power to protect yourself. You are not helpless. You can preserve your independence, your memory, and your strength by making one simple choice at a time, especially in the hours before bed. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to type 0. Your feedback means so much to us. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss another health tip designed to protect your golden years. Take care of your brain, protect your muscles, and give your nights back to healing, because tomorrow's strength is built in tonight's choices.